Greetings everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm your host Captain Rye, and if you're watching this on the day that it's published, then I am probably enjoying my tropical destination getaway. Which, of course, you'll see pictures and videos of that soon enough. Today, I'm playing in the Tier 10 US cruiser, the Des Moines, here in World of Warships. Now, I don't do a lot of high-tier cruiser gameplay, mostly because I just don't take them out, and because high-tier cruiser gameplay is incredibly difficult to do well. I can't tell you the number of times I've seen Tier 10 cruisers get themselves very promptly deleted by Tier 10 battleships, or even Tier 9 destroyers. As the battle gets underway here, it's north. It's domination match mode, and I'm headed off to the A cap point. I'm not alone here. I do have a friendly cruiser coming with me who will hopefully help deal with any destroyers that pop up. Speaking of destroyers, there are only 2 in this game, and as we can see, there's already a smokescreen at the A cap point. So with my radar, I'm hoping that I can get up there and cause some problems. Get the armor piercing loaded. I've got the broadside of a Mogami way out there in the distance to shoot at, but it's the Des Moines. It has a very, very fast reload, 6 seconds, so I get my guns turned, pointed at the Edinburgh, who's broadside on. He's popped a smokescreen, and I managed to hit him for a triple citadel. That's really going to leave a mark on that poor guy. Now, the Des Moines does have autoloaders, so it's very, very fast. In fact, it's the fastest loading cruiser other than the Minotaur, but the Minotaur only has 6-inch guns. The Des Moines guns, well, they're 8-inchers, and look at this New Orleans up here. He's kind of angled towards me, but he's still giving me enough of his broadside that you can see here. I'm causing a significant amount of damage to him in the form of repeat citadels. I pop my radar here, hoping I can maintain keeping him spotted, along other things spotted that are within that 9.5 kilometer range, and I'm getting myself turned around. I don't need to be caught out in the open like I am, and I definitely don't need to be continuing to take fire, especially from that Edinburgh. They may just be 6-inch guns, but they do hurt. Radar ends, and my team is not any better for the use of it, and I'm looking for targets, but that New Orleans, who's caught out in the open, is spotted, and he's basically broadside on because of the position that he's put himself into. So all the other friendly ships here, they're going to basically be able to wreck him. In the meantime, I'm going to start pushing up towards the B cap point. I know there's an Edinburgh who's up in this vicinity, and with any luck, I'll be able to get up and around this island about the time that his smokescreen dissipates. Enemy team is in the process of capturing the D cap point. They're in the process of capturing the A cap point, but my team draws first blood, and we've got the C cap point. So we're going to start gaining points here much faster, and provided we can get a few more kills out of the way here, hopefully we can establish a solid points lead. Something you have to do early on and be aggressive with your cruisers because you have a limited number of destroyers, or when you have a limited number of destroyers. That Edinburgh caught out in the open in front of me. Again, he's angled here, but you can see these 8-inch guns, the 8-inch American piercing shell just rips right through the armor on that poor Edinburgh. Most of those shots, unfortunately, blocked by the island there, so I'm not able to get yet another citadel, but it's not going to matter because, look, he's got pretty much everybody shooting at him, and I've got a friendly Takao pushing up here. Took a big hit there, start getting my heal back up yet again, because I want to maintain as much health as long as possible as I can. Enemy team manages to take out 2 of our friendly ships, but see, they're down 2 as well. Granted, they're just 2 tier 8 ships. Enemy team is also in the process of capping C, and what we've got over there is one of the enemy destroyers is the Shimakaze. That's their tier 10. Looks like he was responsible for capping the D cap point, and now he's trying to take C. But he's over there, and he's being spotted. And I would really, really like it if the friendly team would actually kill him. And that is, in fact, what happens. But I'm not actually fully paying attention to the fact that they've killed that Shimakaze. I'm more concerned about that Tirpitz that's back up at the C cap point as well. Now, our friendly cruiser is going to go ahead and he's going to make a beeline rush for the island as cover, because he doesn't want to deal with that Tirpitz. He's just a tier 8 cruiser. That Tirpitz may just be a tier 8 battleship, but remember, that's a battleship with secondaries versus a British light cruiser. Those secondaries alone will rip into this poor thing. I am looking for shots over the island here. He's giving me a stern shot, so not the best for armor piercing. So I'm going to switch over to the high explosive. Now you notice the reload rate there on that high explosive was incredibly fast. That's because I do have the ammo swapping ability here. The 8-inch high explosive on the American cruisers, actually pretty reasonable for starting fires. Not as aggressive as, say, the Zhao, but definitely something that a lot of people forget they can do with the Des Moines. Enemy team manages to take a massive step forward, a huge lead here. They've killed both of our destroyers, so they currently have the destroyer advantage. They still have a tier 8 destroyer, and that's the Kid. We'll see more of him in a little bit. And they've also managed to kill another ship on top of that destroyer. So right now, they're currently in the points lead. My team way down. They hold 2 caps. We're trying to get them out of the sea cap point here, and I'm taking a lot of damage from this Tirpitz. But you can see here, I've set him on fire again, and that fire really is going to continue to burn, and as my shots land there, they set yet another fire. So he's got 2 fires burning on his deck. He's going to burn down, and that's going to be my first and sadly only kill of this game. But I'm not going to continue to stop playing aggressively. Do need to play a little more cautiously because I have lost a lot of health, and my heal repair is almost up. And you can see there the enemy Izumo putting shots towards me. Fortunately, he didn't citadel me. I popped my radar here, and this is going to prove to be a little bit of a waste because I didn't realize that we'd actually killed the Shimakaze at the sea cap point. So I was kind of popping that radar to see if that Shimakaze had closed in on my location, if he was within that 9.5 kilometer. And it's about now that I realize that no, in fact, he is dead. Now, the advantage to the Des Moines and the disadvantage to the Des Moines here, same thing, the gun arcs. You'll notice that I'm actually continually able to lob these shots over that island, but you'll notice that the shell flight time is very, very long. Really, if you've ever played the Atlanta, that premium tier 7, you'll know the feeling. It's pretty bad. The flight time on these shells is incredibly annoying. You really have to give a lot of lead on any targets, and that gives them a lot of time to dodge and maneuver, as we will see when we find the Kid. Now, the enemy team's still in the process of capturing the sea cap point. I'm no longer in a position to continue to put fire on that Izumo, and I don't want to stay back there because there are 2 ships that are pushing up towards the sea cap point and actually pushing up towards the B cap point. My team has basically fallen back and regrouped at the B cap point. There aren't many of us left. There are only 5 of us. The enemy team definitely has the advantage right now. They are way up on points. They're about to have 3 of the caps. But you can't stop. You can't give up. And you can't stop looking for targets of opportunity. So I'm going to head over to the A cap point. I'm trying to stay undetected, so I'm not opening up, even though I probably could shoot at some things, and we'll see some things that I can shoot at here. But I'm not going to fully open up on these targets until I have a clear shot, and B, until I know that they're not exactly targeting me. So there is the enemy Mogami out there. He's not really at the best angle here. I'm going to get shots off. A lot of those shots are going to bounce. He's going to return fire. He's got the 8-inch guns on there, fortunately, so his rate of fire is quite a bit slower. I'm going to continue giving him broadside. I'm going to risk this because I need to get behind the island before that Iowa comes around the headland of that island. Fortunately for me, friendly teammates take out that Mogami, so we're still kind of in this at this particular moment. Enemy Ibuki pops up here. He's broadside on, and I have to be careful now with my shots because, as you can see, I've got friendly ships over there, but I'm also taking shots in there. Again, trying to push up behind this island. Able to get a nice citadel on him. Didn't do too much damage. A lot of over-penetrations there. More citadels. That's one of the things that the Des Moines is really good at. Kind of the precursor to what the Minotaur would become. Just put out high volume of fire with those reasonably good armor-piercing shells. Now as I push up here, there's a smoke screen there. That's going to be the kid. I switch over to the high explosive, and I pop my radar. I know he's well within my radar range here because of that smoke screen's distance, and you can see here the shell flight time as the kid starts maneuvering. Now I do have a friendly battleship that's up here with me, and he's going to take shots at him as well. But remember, the kid, Tier 8 Premium US Destroyer, has a heal, so while I'm able to get a lot of high explosive damage onto him, you can see there a lot of my shots are actually missing him because he's just maneuvering that ship around. Combined RNG with the 8-inch guns, and you can see there I'm bracketing him. This is actually really kind of annoying. Fortunately, the kid has not found his brave pills today, and he is just going to go ahead and run away. In the meantime, my team has actually managed to pull the situation back. We've captured the A cap point, we have the B cap point. Well, the enemy team has both C and D. They're down to just 4 ships, and my team is currently sitting at 5 ships. What needs to happen now is that we absolutely have to start killing something. We have to kill something, the enemy team up on points, and if we want to have any reasonable shot of winning this, we definitely have to sink something. So we have to pick a ship to start focusing down. Now we lost a ship there. That's going to be a bit unfortunate. The kid trying to get torpedoes off of me fortunately spotted them there. Some kind of advantage and disadvantage to the radar. Double-edged sword here when dealing with a destroyer. The radar will spot them if they're outside of that detection range, but it also means you don't have a catapult fighter or a spotter to get up there and spot torpedoes for you. So you have to be constantly maneuvering. And I know that this kid is back up here somewhere, so I'm just going to kind of continue to head this direction, use the islands for cover while I take shots at this Izumo and put fire on him, and hopefully set him on fire multiple times because, you know, battleships absolutely love being set ablaze. Now the kid opens up here. I'm not entirely sure what his decision-making process behind doing this was, but you can see here my turrets are taking a very long time to actually rotate there. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to try and get shots out at him. He is the only destroyer left in the game, so if we can kill him, it would be fantastic. I'm going to go ahead, turn my ship, bow towards him. He's got his smoke screen up. I actually managed to connect with him, set him on fire there, but he's probably going to put that fire out sooner rather than later, just in general not wanting to burn. Pop my radar again. I really should have waited a little bit longer to get a little bit closer, because now I'm going to force him out of that smoke screen. You'll notice there that he's broadside onto me in that smoke screen. That indicates to me that he's lined up a set of torpedoes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue to maneuver here. I'm going to turn. Again, with the long shell flight times, even at short ranges, this guy is basically just able to run away from me, and my shots are having a very, very difficult time connecting with him. I am connecting with him, but I'm not doing a lot of damage. There are the torpedoes that I suspected might be the case. And then, of course, you can see RNG giving me a nice split there, which is wide enough for this guy to go ahead and run away. Radar runs out. He's outside of my detection range anyway. He's wisely stopped firing, so he is just going to go ahead and slip away. Now, I am still being detected, of course, full gun bloom here, and I know it's got to be him because he's the only one who's in a position to detect me. The enemy team is now down to just 3 ships, though. They have the kid, who's about half health, and they have a battleship as well, and we're going to see that battleship in a little bit. In the meantime, I'm contemplating what to do here. Now, I see a lot of cruisers, a lot of cruiser captains will go and they will pursue that destroyer. I'm not going to do that because I'm looking at the point situation. How many points we have, how many points the enemy team has, and what needs to happen. And what needs to happen is that we need to get another kill. Actually, ideally, we need even more than another kill. And we really need to start heading over to the C cap point and grab that as well if we don't want to lose this game. So I'm going to turn my guns here and assist hitting this Hindenburg. Now, Hindenburg, very dangerous cruiser. Definitely not something that you want to deal with even in a battleship, especially if you're alone, and especially if you're at such a close range as our battleships are. This Hindenburg gets himself between an island and myself, so I can't actively lob shots on him. He's basically now astern to me, or his stern is to me, so I switch over to the high explosive in an effort to try and maybe set him on fire. You can see the torpedoes going out there towards the friendly battleships. Again, that's one of the reasons why the Hindenburg is such a dangerous ship at close ranges. Before my shots even get there, the Hindenburg meets his end, and now the enemy team is down to just 2 ships. More torpedoes coming in there from the Kid. Luckily, they are the slower torpedoes, because they are the stock Fletcher torpedoes or the top Benson torpedoes, so those torpedoes miss me altogether. Now, I might have been able to survive a hit from 1, but that's about it. I'm still being detected here. That tells me that the Kid is somewhere over here, so I've got to be cautious, and I've got to plan my positioning. But I'm going to force that destroyer to act. Not only am I going to do that, I'm going to force this battleship to act as well. I'm pushing up around the far side of this island towards the sea cap point. You can see there the enemy team is just about to hit 900 points. They are way in the lead here. So we still have to kill something, and there's not a lot of time left on top of that. About 4 minutes left in the game. So to get that points lead in our favor, killing this battleship is going to happen, and capturing not one, but both of these bases if we want to prevent an enemy victory. Again, I see too many cruiser captains will go and they will pursue the destroyer. They will try and chase them down. I don't have any more radar left. That's because I wasted one earlier. So combine that with looking at the points and playing to win based on points, I decided to go down over to the sea cap point. Now you'll notice I'm no longer detected even though I'm firing. My gun bloom is full. That tells me that that destroyer is no longer within my gun range. I get detected here as I push up around this island, but you can see this battleship isn't paying attention to me. He's got more important things to worry about, like the other battleships, and he's trying desperately to get a kill on them because he knows full well that if he wants any chance of winning this game, he has to kill somebody as well. But look at that, he was on fire in so many locations, he would have burned down more than likely. And so I'm able to survive that engagement. And again, look at that, my gun range is fully enveloped, but I'm not being detected. So that tells me that destroyer has gone somewhere, but he's not near me. Now I'm capturing the sea cap point, and thanks to the way the sea cap point is laid out, I can actually start steaming towards the D cap point before I've finished capturing. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my run towards that channel. And now the Kid has revealed himself to us. We know exactly where that destroyer is because the A cap point has just started capturing. Fortunately, we secure the C cap point, and so now the enemy team is only up on points by a little. And I'm headed towards the D cap point. If I can get to the D cap point before they finish capturing A, and ideally, if they fail to capture A, we should gain the points advantage. Now, even without capturing D, look how fast we're gaining points. Right now, they're only gaining points at 3. We're gaining at a rate of 6. And here, very shortly, before they manage to capture the A cap point, we're going to tie them for points. And so the very next time it ticks over, we're now in the points lead. At this point, technically, all we have to do is survive. I don't even have to go cap this location. Just survive. But never rely on your teammates surviving. Always keep playing for absolute victory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go step on the D cap point. Am I going to capture it? No, there's not enough time for me alone to capture the D cap point. What I can do, however, is prevent the enemy team from gaining points at the same rate as us. So we're going to be able to expand that points lead by just that little bit more, and hopefully nobody dies. The Kid has popped up there at the very end. That indicates he's probably got torpedoes off at somebody. Can they survive? Can we win it? Yes, I think it's going to be the case. Won it by 15 points there in the last few seconds. Earned a Dreadnought and a Confederate in that battle. 192,000 damage done. Only 1 kill, but 10 base defender ribbons, 1 whole base capture, and a good number of citadels. and victory by the narrowest of margins, making it a reasonable game all the way to the end there. And good teamwork, coordination, and focusing firepower. Top of the team for XP earned at well over 2,000 base XP. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you're not, you should. I'm posting pictures of my trip right now. If you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to see featured on my channel, you can send it to my email. If you'd like to help support me and the channel, you can do so by becoming my supporter on Patreon. Patreon supporters do receive some additional perks and benefits. And if you'd like to watch me play various games live, albeit not this week, you can do so by following me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.